Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today is Thursday, and what a wildly chaotic day it is in the soap world. Willow's entire house of cards is about to collapse because her drug supply just vanished, and I am honestly losing my mind over the sheer panic happening on our screens right now. Grab your coffee, let's dive into this mess. And so, here we are. Jen Sidwell is officially on the run. We all saw Cassius uncuff him and fake that attack a few episodes ago. And while Dante and the PCPD are running around in circles looking for him, there is one person in Port Charles who is sweating bullets more than anyone else, and that is Willow Kane. Because Sidwell being a fugitive means her personal supply of that terrifying paralytic drug is completely cut off. The pipeline is dry. And you guys, I honestly don't know how Willow thought this was going to end. Did she think Sidwell was just going to be her personal pharmacist forever? What were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? I have been covering this show for a while, and let's be real, Willow's descent into madness has been a wild, wild ride. A few episodes ago, we saw her breaking down in tears to Chase, acting like she is the victim in her marriage to Drew. But we know the truth. We know she shot him. We know she has been injecting him with a paralytic to fake a stroke and keep him in a locked-in state. It is so dark. It is so twisted. And now, the clock is ticking. Without those regular doses from Sidwell's stash, Drew is going to wake up. He is going to regain control of his vocal cords. And when he does, the very first thing he's going to do is tell the world that his sweet angelic wife tried to murder him. Just imagine the sheer panic coursing through Willow's veins right now. Every single time she looks at Drew lying in that bed, she has to be wondering if today is the day he moves a finger. If today is the day he blinks twice, the drug is leaving his system. The half-life of that paralytic is ticking down every single hour. And if Drew talks before Willow has leverage over him, her life is completely over. She loses her political career, she loses her freedom, she goes straight to Steinmauer, and most importantly, in her twisted mind, she loses any chance she has of getting back with Harrison Chase. So she is desperate. She is cornered. And desperate people on soap operas make terrible, terrible decisions. Enter Jack Brennan. Oh, Brennan. The man is an absolute master manipulator, and he has Willow wrapped right around his little finger. Brennan claims he has the ultimate dirt on Drew Kane. He says Drew misappropriated federal funds, embezzlement, federal prison level crimes, and he is dangling this evidence right in front of Willow's face like a carrot. But of course, there is a massive catch, because there is always a catch on General Hospital. Brennan says the proof is locked away in a private WSB safe, and he can't exactly waltz into a WSB office and open a safe while he is stuck in a bed at Turning Woods. So Brennan tells Willow and Nina that they have to help him recover. They have to help him break out of this medical prison situation so he can access the safe and hand over the file. And Willow is just eating it up. She is buying it hook, line, and sinker. Because what other choice does she have? She has to believe him. If Brennan is lying, she has absolutely no safety net. I was reading some of the fan reactions on social media last week, and people are just screaming at their screens. Like, Willow, do you really trust a guy who is just threatening you? But maybe I'm being too harsh. When you are staring down a 20-year prison sentence for attempted murder, you will grab onto any lifeline you can find. Katelyn MacMullen actually just did a brand new interview with Soap Opera Digest, and she really broke down exactly where Willow's head is at right now. She said, "She is definitely racing against the clock. The clock is ticking, and she needs this evidence against Drew like yesterday. And you can really feel that intense urgency in her performance lately. Every scene she is in, she looks like she is vibrating with anxiety. She is constantly looking over her shoulder. She is snapping at people. The cool, calm Congresswoman facade is cracking wide open, and it is honestly fascinating to watch. Katelyn is playing the paranoia so well." MacMullen also talked about the Brennan factor in the interview. She said, "But she wants to believe him, because if he's telling the truth, it would be the biggest relief in the world to her, and that right there is the crux of the whole storyline. It is not about whether Brennan is actually trustworthy. It is about the fact that Willow needs him to be telling the truth. It is pure, unadulterated confirmation bias. She needs that federal funds embezzlement file to exist so badly that she is willing to risk everything to help a known criminal get out of a medical facility. It is a massive gamble, and honestly, it is probably going to blow up in her face. And let's talk about the logistics of this gamble for a second. How exactly are Willow and Nina supposed to help Brennan recover? Nina already threw away his second paralytic dose, which means Brennan is faking his locked-in state around Ross Cullum and the doctors. But if Brennan suddenly makes a miraculous recovery, Colum is going to know something is up immediately. Colum will probably try to kill him. So Willow and Nina are now actively conspiring with Brennan behind closed doors at Turning Woods. They are forming this unholy trinity of secrets, and it is so messy. I love it, but it is so messy. But the biggest hurdle Willow is facing right now isn't even Brennan or Colum. It is Felicia Scorpio. Oh my gosh, Felicia. The writers are using Felicia perfectly right now. Felicia is pushing so hard for Drew to have communication tools. She wants to bring in the alphabet boards, the eye tracking software, the blinking charts, all the standard protocols for a locked-in patient. And Willow is having to find constant excuses to block it. Oh, it's too stressful for him. Oh, he needs rest. How long can she keep that up? Felicia is not stupid. Eventually, Felicia is going to realize that Willow is actively trying to prevent her husband from communicating. Just picture the scene. Felicia standing there with a spelling board. Drew desperately trying to blink out Willo, WSHOTME, and Willow standing right behind Felicia, sweating profusely, trying to knock the board out of her hands or distract her. It is peak soap opera tension. And with the drug leaving his system because Sidwell is gone, Drew's eye movements are going to get stronger. He's going to get more expressive. The walls are literally closing in on her from every single direction. It is a ticking time bomb. And what is Willow doing while her life is falling apart? She is chasing after Harrison Chase. Honestly, what were they thinking with this? Michael is setting up this elaborate cheating trap, sending them to the boathouse in their bathing suits. And Willow is just falling right into it. She is offering Chase a chief of staff job in Washington, D.C. She is trying to build this fantasy life with her ex-husband, while her current husband is lying paralyzed in a bed because she shot him. The disconnect from reality is staggering. It is like she thinks if she can just get Chase back, all the bad stuff will magically disappear. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She is living in a delusion. But the reality is, Jen Sidwell is still out there. Sidwell knows what Willow did. Sidwell supplied the drugs. If Sidwell gets caught again, or if he decides he needs leverage of his own, he could easily sell Willow out to the PCPD. He could tell Dante everything. And then there is Ross Cullum, who is running around causing his own brand of chaos with Liesl and Jocelyn. The entire canvas is a powder keg right now, and Willow is standing right in the middle of it holding a match, completely oblivious to how close she is to blowing up her entire life. MacMullen teased in her interview that we haven't seen anything yet. She promised, let's just say, the writers aren't out of surprises. There's more fun stuff coming up. And I don't know about you guys, but when a soap actor promises fun stuff during a storyline about attempted murder and medical captivity, it usually means someone is about to get caught in a spectacular fashion. Will Drew finally blink the right word to Felicia? Will Brennan betray Willow the second he gets out of Turning Woods? Or will Michael's cheating trap expose Willow's mental state to everyone? I am honestly so tired from covering all these twists, but I can't look away. The writers have really painted Willow into a corner, and there is no clean way out. Even if Brennan gets the file, even if Drew is blackmailed into staying quiet, the damage to her soul is done. She crossed a line you can't uncross. And as a viewer who has been watching her since she was a sweet schoolteacher, it is wild to see her fully embrace her inner villain. So let's buckle up. The clock is ticking, the drugs are running out, and Drew Kane is waking up. Port Charles is about to explode. I just keep thinking about how General Hospital loves to drag these medical storylines out, but they literally can't this time. The premise itself forces action. Sidwell is gone. The drugs are gone. The writers have forced their own hand, which is actually kind of brilliant. They can't have Willow just keep Drew locked in for another 6 months because the mechanics of the plot don't allow it anymore. Drew has to wake up. He has to. And when he does, the confrontation between him and Willow is going to be Emmy-worthy material. I mean, Cameron Matheson and Katelyn MacMullen are going to tear the roof off the studio when Drew finally gets to speak his mind. And let's zoom out and look at Jack Brennan's long game here. He is sitting in that bed, pretending to be locked in, while Nina and Willow run around doing his bidding. He is literally running an operation from a hospital bed. It is so classic WSB villain behavior. But is he really going to hand over the only leverage he has? If Brennan gives Willow the embezzlement file, he loses his control over her. My bet? He gets to the WSB safe, gets the file, and then uses it to blackmail both Drew and Willow. He is not a charity. He is a criminal mastermind. Willow is playing checkers, while Brennan is playing 3D chess. And Nina. Oh, Nina. She is trying so hard to protect her daughter, but she is just pulling herself deeper into the mud. Throwing away that syringe was a bold move, but now she's an accessory after the fact to everything Willow has done. If this all comes out, Nina could go down right alongside her. And given Nina's history, the courts are not going to be lenient. It is just a tragic cycle of mothers and daughters making the absolute worst choices in the name of love and protection. So, yeah, we are in for a bumpy ride. The next few weeks are going to be crucial. Every time Felicia walks into Drew's room, I am going to be holding my breath. Every time Willow looks at her watch, knowing the drug is wearing off, I am going to be stressing out right along with her. It is exhausting, but it is exactly why we watch soaps. We want the drama, we want the panic, and we want the spectacular fallout. And Willow Kane is about to give us all of that and more.